There's a fascinating controversy brewing right now around whether or not a sun bear in a zoo in China is actually a real creature or a man in a bear costume. I'll go ahead and let you form your own opinion here, because that's the beauty of being an individual with your own thoughts. Let your eyes tell you the story before I give you the real story and hit you with the cold water of the truth. So, you can see that the creature is a bit odd. It looks like something out of Spore. By far the weirdest part about it is the bear's ass. It looks like a Krabby Patty. It actually looks like Homer Simpson's lips. So this is the video that popped off. You can see him standing up, kind of sizing up the crowd, looking at everybody like he's about to go shake them down for their lunch money here. He's looking kind of menacing. He's got his mouth open, but he also just looks super sweet. Even gives like a little wave with its flippers, because it doesn't even really look like it has paws. It has like these tiny little fucking flipper things. It's adorable. Like, seeing the video, I think, makes it a little more clear that it's probably not a man in a bear costume. It's just a really weird bear. So when I first saw this story, I actually thought this was an older case, because I do remember something like this happening about a year ago, but it turns out that was just for a comedy sketch. That wasn't a real thing. This is pretty new from what I can tell, where people really thought that it was a man in a bear costume, myself included. Those pictures really do look like something that you'd find at like a furry convention, like some kind of costume somebody made. It doesn't look like a real animal. It's got more loose skin than like my elbow. Like it is a wild creature. Apparently sun bears are just the smallest bear species, so when it's standing up, it looks like just like a person. It's not, you know, some kind of hulking bear that you're used to seeing. Like, this looks like some shit out of the Berenstain Bears, right? Like, it doesn't seem like a real bear. So when I saw this, I was like, it's a cut and dry case of a man in a bear costume. This must have been a joke. But it turns out, no, this is like actually what sun bears look like and how they act. So I'm going to go ahead and play you the stream clips where I tackled this case head on, and I learned a lot about sun bears. You hear about the Chinese zoo denying the claim that one of their bears is a man in a bear costume? That's not a new story. I remember that from like a year ago. Because I've definitely seen this before. And I think it's pretty obvious that this is a man in a bear costume. Like, this is like Hank Hill level ass. Shit looks like a pack of hot dogs. No bear has a tuchus like this. That's definitely a man in a bear costume. Apparently sun bears look like that. What the fuck is a sun bear? Sounds like some kind of mythical creature out of Dark Souls. Maybe a sun bear costume. Well, okay. Because it looks like they do pack the same ass. Shit's out here looking like grill marks. It's just the same guy. There's no such thing as a sun bear. It's just a couple of guys that have a costume, and it fooled the zoologist into thinking it was a real animal. They got weird tongues. Weird, well, really weird everything. But I don't know, even still, this face doesn't look natural. I mean, we just looked at its tongue, and the tongue, like, was, like, hanging way out to here, basically. I don't know. I'm not convinced. This is convincing. This angle. Why would they lie? I don't know. Just to see if they could, I guess. Sun bears, the smallest bear species in the world, are generally the size of a large dog. Oh, wow. The folds help protect the bears from predators as the looseness allows the bear to turn around in their skin and fight back if a large animal like a tiger were to get a hold of them. You're telling me there's an evolutionary purpose to all these fucking ass folds? That's wild. And it's got like sea lion flippers. Like, it's like the most incomprehensibly smart thing ever, but at the same time super fucking stupid with the solutions that it finds. How are we gonna protect us? Just give it a lot of ass skin, so that way if something bites our ass, we can move around a little bit. What about horseshoe crabs? There's so many fucking creatures out there that have just been condemned, forsaken by evolution. Like the What's the actual name of the blobfish? It's a really embarrassing species. But the reason it looks so gross and looks like a goofy face when you bring it up to the surface is because it literally implodes. So like as you take it out from its like high pressure environment, it just implodes. But that one's pretty embarrassing. Evolution did it dirty. A lot of sea creatures are like that. There's one that's called the pinnacle of evolution, the perfect species, because it hasn't evolved for like actually 20 million years or something crazy. It's the what is it? The something worm? Hagfish, not a worm. Hagfish, yeah. This thing. And not because it's like perfect, like you're not about to see handsome Squidward or anything. The reason it hasn't evolved is because it just literally doesn't need to. It found the perfect solution for its environment. So this is the hagfish. And what it does is it's just this gross looking little worm thing that when it's either threatened or anything like that, it just excretes really, really thick slime. Super slimes. It just Nickelodeon slime times whatever's after it, and it clogs up its mouth and it kills whatever attacked it. The slime gets clogged up like in their gills and everything, and they die. It's not worth killing, and it's such a fucking hassle, and it's actually really adept at surviving, all because it can super slime. Got a little sidetracked with hagfish once again, as is known to happen. Hagfish are a remarkable species of bewilderment. But back on the topic of sun bears. So, it is a real sun bear from everything I can tell. Of course, I'm not a fucking zoologist here. I can't say beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's a sun bear for sure and not a man in a bear costume. But based on everything that I read and everything I researched, it's most likely a real sun bear. But I really love to suspend disbelief for a moment here and play with the idea that it's actually a man in a bear costume. What would be the goal? Let's start looking at this in a philosophical way and start speculating. If it is a man in a bear costume, or if it was a man in a bear costume, what could they possibly gain from that? Well, I've been racking my brain on it. So let's picture a dystopia where most animals are extinct, right? We're losing tons of animals all the time. There's a lot of species that are on the brink of the extinction. So let's just toy with the idea that all of them go extinct. Like that famous streamer clip, the government's lying to us, the aliens aren't talking to us, the animals are leaving, all the animals leave, right? So now we've got nothing left. That's very bad for business at zoos. So, what if they spent a lot of resources and a lot of time developing very convincing costumes that look realistic enough to fool us into thinking we're looking at the legitimate species? So when there's no animals left, they can still fill zoo exhibits with, people in costumes that'll work part-time when the zoo's open and then, go home. They'll clock in, clock out in their costume, right? So it's species you're used to seeing in zoos, bears, giraffes, and all of that, and the costumes are really convincing, and maybe there's animatronic components to it, and this was their first attempt at trying to slip it in there to see if they were at a point where they could fool us with the costume. I don't think that's the case, but what if? What if it was? This was their first foray into like a alpha test, seeing if the prototype's good enough to get people speculating on if it's a real bear or not, or if it's convincing enough that everyone assumes it's just a real sun bear. It's just an interesting thought experiment. What could be the goal if it is a man in a bear costume? And that's the only conclusion I can come up with. Of course, it is not a man in a bear costume. It is most likely a very real sun bear. But who knows? You can't trust anyone. Not even bears. So, yeah, I just thought this was a fun little topic to go over briefly. That's really about it. See ya. I'm sure by now all of you have heard of dead internet theory. I don't think I need to really dive into what it means, but fundamentally, it boils down to the idea that the things and the people that you see or interact with online aren't actually real, it's bots, and upcoming AI. Now, Meta has just publicly announced that they are doing their best to make dead internet theory not just a theory, but the reality. They proudly announced like it's a Jeff Keighley world premiere that they will be flooding, really, their platforms with AI-generated users that will share AI slop with the humans that are still left in those plagued wastelands. This isn't some wacky conspiracy that some snot-nosed, paint-huffing weirdo cooked up randomly. This is an actual upcoming change that Meta themselves announced. We're getting this fart straight from the butt, the source. I talked about it for quite a while on stream last night. I'll show you some clips of that, but I've been thinking about it a lot ever since because the question kept coming up in stream, why would they even announce this? What is it for? Like, what are they actually even hoping to achieve through flooding their platform with fake users? Because it is such an odd concept of something to be proud of. It clearly runs counter to what the whole idea of social media was supposed to be. A way of connecting to others and experiencing the world through information and content from others. It's social media, but this is becoming more programmed media. So I thought about it some more, and I think I have some more theories on beyond the obvious of like bigger number equal more money, and also being able to control the narrative through just brute forcing a narrative with a bunch of bot accounts that people might not be able to tell if it's AI or actual human beings. I think there are a couple more things that they're hoping to achieve through having the platform be bots. Why would Meta admit to using AI? Well, because these companies view it as a really positive thing. This isn't like some kind of dark secret to them. They're proud about it. So their vision is drumming up engagement on their platforms through AI accounts. So what they want to do is fill it with AI-generated characters. They want to fill it with profiles and bios that will all be sharing AI-generated content with its users to the point where people won't know if they're communicating with a person or AI. And they are so out of touch that they view that as a really good thing for their platform. So we expect the AI to actually, over time, exist on our platform kind of in the same way that accounts do, according to the vice president. They'll have bios and profiles, profile pics, and be able to generate and share content powered by AI on the platform. That's where we see all this going, which is like the worst possible direction for anything to go. So the internet is going to be a wasteland full of bots rather than 50% bots. Nothing changes. No, I mean a lot changes, actually. Right now, I've quoted this a lot, and I can't even remember the official source anymore. It's been so long, but the last estimates from how much of the internet is occupied by bots versus humans was something like 60% is bots. So you're more likely than not interacting with a complete, not real person anytime you're talking to somebody online, and the content you're consuming is coming from something instead of someone. Can someone explain why? So, I'm going to be honest, I don't really see how they view it positively, but the benefit they will get is by having all of these AI accounts, their engagement numbers are going to be much higher, which is going to drive the value of their companies up. By being able to boast more users and boast more engagement and keep people glued to the platform, it's going to make the investors more satisfied. It's going to make things on their end more profitable. I think one of the big things that they're not going to say here, but I think one of the big things they want to do is through these AI accounts, which they will obviously have full control over, they can kind of change the narrative around anything they want. For example, Meta doing some weird bad shit and people start talking about it, well, they can have all of these bots accounts that now inhabit the platform start spamming really meta positive shit and debunking the stuff that's critical of Meta. So through all of these AI accounts, they can kind of drip feed what they want for whatever narrative they want. Because they'll be able to boost those numbers up super high and start burying the real ones. Which is something you already see that used to happen a lot on Reddit. I think it happens just as much, but they made this big thing about how they're combating it, but I think it still happens just as much on Reddit and Twitter. So I think that's kind of like one of their big things. But the main thing they're boasting is that it's just going to be really good for engagement with fake accounts. One idea that I only briefly fondled the sack of was the concept that the AI could also be used as a tool by these platforms to keep people hooked on their drug, keep them trapped on there through fake interactions. So let's take a hopeless loser, for example, someone that is just unlovable. It's a guy who's a Jack Doherty fan. They freak out at fast food workers if they feel their large fries at filled to the brim. They call their own mother a femoid. Just someone that doesn't have anyone in their life, and they go on Instagram. Sure, there's no doubt this homunculus will doom scroll some reels for a little while, but after a period of not getting any interaction with anyone or anything, they'll leave and just go be lonely elsewhere. But now imagine when this rolls out, Meta's going to have all of these AI accounts that are going to be interacting with someone like this. So now you take that same troglodyte, and now you have him make a post that instead of getting 0 likes, now gets 20 likes from these seemingly real-looking accounts that are all AI. And he'll click on them, and he might not know they're AI because they're going to have their own profile pics, they're going to have their own bios, they're going to have their own posts that are not real, but it's going to be convincing enough that it is. So now all of a sudden, this guy who's got nobody has AI that's interacting with him on this Instagram platform, and it's going to make him more likely to stay on there and interact and engage with it. So they're going to retain people longer through this program because it'll give someone like this the sense that they're connecting with someone. So they're going to be more likely to want to stick around because now they are getting interaction. They are getting some kind of engagement out of it. This guy isn't going to have anyone naturally talk to him. No breathing human being with a pulse is going to speak to a guy like this. But AI can. I have no doubt these AI accounts will also be DMing users. So you'll have this guy get a message from Phil Cheeseburger that'll say something like, "Brother, I just saw your most recent post. That is so insightful. I never stopped to think about that. You're right. 2D waifus are better than 3D cringe." And now we've got this loser who's now interacting with Phil, who he thinks is a real person. They're talking back and forth. And now you've got this guy on your platform longer through a complete fake connection that has been made thanks to these AI accounts. He's seeing ads from your advertising partners more often because now he's more intertwined with this ecosystem of bots. Like what I'm getting the impression of that Meta is creating is an ecosystem that doesn't need humans on it. It's making a network of AI that hopes to keep humans on there through all of this phony baloney shit. It's so sad. Like, it is so dystopian, and I know that word's lost so much meaning, but this really is a dystopian step. It's craziness. Let's just keep playing around with this for a moment. So this loser now has Phil, and he's got some other AI accounts that are reaching out to him as well. He's got, George Hamhawk that's saying similar things. And over time, as he's like connecting with these AI that he might not even be aware is AI, I imagine that's going to be a thing where people are going to be confused on if they're communicating with someone real or a fake AI account. But over time, these AI accounts will start maybe subtly influencing the way that this loser thinks through AI drip feeding the narrative that the platform wants the users to be fed. So they can help control, like subtly brainwash people through all of these AI accounts. It is a really fascinating and fucking terrifying concept for a platform that is just going to openly flood its users with AI accounts. Because it's preying on people, like their desire to not be alone. Like, I think, at least with this concept I'm toying with. Because, again, nobody likes to post something and have 0 people see it, and Meta knows that. And the solution to that problem is to have fake people see it and pretend that people are seeing it. So now they're creating that feeling of, I'm being seen. And then they start connecting with those bots, and it just spirals so out of control, and it is a horrifying future. Why would any advertising agency buy into that? I don't know. I actually don't know. Like, to me, you're being very open that you're just going to flood it with AI, fake engagement. Thus, those new numbers aren't going to translate to more sales for your advertising partners. So to me, it just seems like you're defrauding them, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Fake customers are fake customers. Yeah, but fake customers aren't buying it. AI is not going to be purchasing a waifu statue. Like, it's not going to lead to more sales for their advertising partners, even though the price of their advertisements is going to go up because the engagement numbers have gone up. I thought of it more as fake customers leaving good reviews on stuff so real customers will buy it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's very possible. Instead of paid shills, they could just do AI shills, which would save them money. Now scammers no need to operate their own bots, just use AI. That's already happening. AI bots and everything are already very prevalent. I'm sure some of you have already seen them around in like YouTube comment sections. This is just the first company that's just being forthright, letting you know the whole platform's going to be infested. Yep, United Healthcare uses AI to deny claims. I did see that. AI is being utilized in a lot of different sectors right now. The AI topic is one that stretches into every possible discussion because it is technology that will be in every single sector. It's going to be everywhere. There's a lot of people that naysay it and poo-poo on that, like I understand, but you're wrong. AI is going to be used by every corporation in every single industry to some degree. Some worse than others that is going to be using to outright just replace jobs. Just do their best to get rid of workers because it's going to be cheaper to not have to pay them and just use AI instead, which is something I and everyone else on the planet has been discussing pretty much fucking daily since this technology's been evolving so rapidly. But now it's not just replacing jobs, it's literally replacing humans on social media platforms. I mean it when I say there is nothing that is safe from AI, not even just like, it's faking being a person now. Like, Meta is making a push for AI to just outright replace humans in general on social media. Like, that's not even a job of just shit posting while on the toilet, and yet it's still going to be trying to take that. It's actual insanity. So yeah, I just had to talk about this a little bit. That's it. So yeah. What are your thoughts about the whole eclipse situation on April 8th? So many political and biblical theorists are going nuts about it. What the fuck are you talking about? What kind of... Like, I understand maybe going, like, rapture for that, like, going down that path. We've seen that before. But what do you mean political theorists are going nuts over the eclipse? What could that possibly be in a political sense? What do you mean? That sounds like some absolute made-up nonsense on TikTok. How the eclipse ties into the Clintons or something. Bro, I work at a hospital and we're planning for it like it's the apocalypse. That is so concerning to hear. You work in a place of science. Why would you be planning for an eclipse like it's about to be doomsday? What? Okay, is there something special about the April 8th eclipse? What's happening? Is the Fire Nation about to attack with Sozin's comet? Like, I'm so confused. What? It doesn't even seem like it's particularly special. I mean, here's what not to do during the total eclipse on April 8th. Total solar eclipse on April 8th. Millions of people from Texas to Maine preparing for a once-in-a-lifetime event that want to ensure they enjoy it safely. Total solar eclipse happens when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, completely blocking the sun's face for up to several minutes. Do not look directly at the sun. You don't fucking say, huh? Except for the lucky people in the path of totality, it is not safe to look directly at the sun without proper eye protection, and sunglasses won't cut it. To safely view the total solar eclipse in 2024, you'll need glasses with solar filters, also known as eclipse glasses, or with handheld solar viewers. According to the American Astronomical Society, those glasses or handheld solar viewers need to meet the ISO 123122 international standard for direct sun viewing. Only when the sun is covered completely will it be safe to remove eclipse glasses, and they must go back on before the partial eclipse resumes and portions of the sun become visible again. Even if clouds obstruct your view during the April 8th total solar eclipse, special glasses or handheld viewers still need to be used. Cloud cover is not enough to protect your eyesight from the sun's rays. Classic fucking deep state trying to prevent me from getting superpowers from staring directly at this total solar eclipse. I'm not going to let the government dictate what I do and do not wear when looking directly at the sun. TikTok wasn't around in 2017, so we didn't get all the brain rot Eclipse takes. Can someone... To the guy who said there's a lot of political theories regarding this total solar eclipse, can you send me one? Like, tweet me one real quick so I can take a peek? Because what in the world? How? I don't understand. I can't even wrap my noodle around how that could make any sense. Employees at my dad's workplace said their local priest told them that the eclipse will result in 3 days of darkness, which is what allegedly starts the apocalypse. See, like, that kind of stuff I get. That happens all the time, anytime there's a solar eclipse. Like, there was that radio host who convinced his followers that rapture was coming in a month, so everyone quit their job, bought an RV, and went on a road trip and waited for themselves to die, be taken to heaven, and it didn't happen, and the radio host was like, damn, must have got some wires crossed, I guess. Like, that happens all the time. Big thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. You know how much I love Opera GX. If you ever tune into any of my streams, you'll see Opera GX exclusively being used because it's the browser I use for everything. I think it is the best in the business. It has tons of fun customization features to really make it feel like your own. It has a ton of really useful tools like a built-in ad blocker, which really comes in handy with the modern landscape of the internet, which is basically unusable without an ad block. And it has a lot of other really helpful tools, such as the ability to import your current settings from whatever browser you're currently using into Opera seamlessly, which makes it super simple, super seamless. Just very great browser all around. It's also very light, so it's not going to be tanking your performance if you're playing games while having Opera open. You can keep all of your messaging apps in the Opera browser, so it's nice and convenient. Also, there is a mod for me in there. I have my own Opera GX mod, and it gives you a wallpaper and some really fun themed sounds around myself. Yeah, baby! So yep, I think it's good fun. The Critical Moist mod goes pretty hard. Again, big thanks to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Definitely check them out in the description. Remember when the world was supposed to end in 2012? Yeah, but at least that one had, like, historical backing because of the Mayan calendar. I remember being a stupid kid back then, and I was like, man, the world really might end. Like, I get that. You go back and look at the Mayan calendar. They were very smart people. The calendar ends here. It must mean that's when the world ends. Pack it up, I guess. I was a freshman in college during that point, and I was still a virgin, and I was like, damn, it's gonna suck dying a virgin. I did everything I could to make love before that day came, the day of judgment. I used to go out every weekend praying for the best. But when that day rolled around in December of 2012, I spent that day playing Halo 4 with a buddy of mine, knowing that if I'm sailing into Valhalla, it's gonna be in the saddest manner possible. The eclipse is just Joe Biden's domain expansion. That's why there's political theories. Yeah, it's Dark Brandon. He's casting his infinite Tsukiyomi. So fucking cool. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if that is the level of the political theories on it. Oh wait, there was more to this. Solar eclipse travel could be treacherous. What, like driving at night? Like driving in some darkness? For those living in the narrow path of totality, little if any travel will be necessary to take in the full astronomical event. However, people across the US and likely the world will descend upon communities that aren't used to the popularity, and that has officials concerned. So much so that cities and towns have issued disaster declarations or declared states of emergency, while others have decided to close schools due to the expected increase in traffic and to keep kids safe from distracted drivers during dismissal time. I see. So this is why your hospital's prepping. Anticipating a bunch of fucking brain-dead zombies are just going to be too busy looking up at the sky and flooding areas that have like a totality view of it and just causing a ruckus and getting themselves hurt. I see now. You and the boys should make a video on who can look at the sun the longest during the eclipse. Actually, that's such a good idea. You know what we should do? We should do perineum tanning for it. That's the taint greasing, not taint greasing, the taint sunbathing, where you put your legs over your head and have your balls and shit facing the sun. I bet you'd get a crazy boost in testosterone from a total solar eclipse blasting you. Should have you be like the Hulk from gamma radiation or something. The sperm would go blind. Yeah, it'd be so powerful. I'm in the direct path, and certain drive-ins and movie theaters are holding little tailgating events. I like how we're talking about it like it's a fucking asteroid hurtling towards Earth. I'm in the direct path, meaning I'm in a really good spot to look up at the sky. Well, that's cute, though. That actually sounds wholesome. Please look up the red heifer cows. That's the issue. Wait, I actually know that. I actually know a little bit about that. What does it have to do with the eclipse? I keep seeing people tripping about the eclipse and some red cow sacrifices. Some dude in Texas claiming to be a Christian sending cows to Israel for a Jewish sacrifice to usher on the rebuilding of the Third Temple. Pardon? I checked into it. Here are my thoughts if you care to listen. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm no expert. Can you even really be an expert on sacrificing red cows? It's nothing to be concerned with. There will be an eclipse and some extremists are going to kill some cows. If you're a conspiracy theorist and a Christian that was concerned, don't be. No man is going to get Jesus Christ to return. Only the Father will tell him when it's time. Nobody knows. So are we trying to summon Jesus? Is that what's going on? Like a ritual during the eclipse? Sacrificing red cows? No, this summons the Antichrist. Huh? No. Isn't the Antichrist, I think it's like a week before Doomsday or something, and it's supposed to be like a really powerful person presents himself, gains a lot of influence really quickly, and he's the Antichrist who ushers it all in or something. I don't think it has anything to do with the red heifer. So does this happen every eclipse and we just don't know about it? Great question. I don't know. They're actually doing it. Look it up. Well, I have no doubt there's probably some people sacrificing red cows. Like that, I totally believe there's some craziness afoot with that. As we await... Oh, this happens every time. Yeah, wait, this is from 2017. As we await the eclipse of 2017 AD, this post examines the possibility that the dramatic repentance of... Yeah. So it looks like this does happen on every single eclipse. My mom told me to call off on eclipse day and get as much food and necessities as I can because she thinks there's going to be no light. It's like, I don't know, that's kind of cute. Like, I can't even falter for that. That's just kind of cute, I guess. But I mean, we conquered the darkness already. We have the technology. So let's just assume the eclipse for some reason takes away all natural light. Brother, half the people in this stream right now haven't seen natural light in years because we have fucking light technology in our house. We'd be okay. We'd make it. But what about the plants? Fuck them. Who needs them? We conquered nature too. We'll eat. We'll find an alternative. We'll eat I don't know, filter feed or some shit. I don't know. We'd find something.
With the fact that God created our universe. I mean, their symbol does have 3 sixes in it. And you guys remember the photo I talked about earlier?
Oh.
This comes from their opening ceremony. You may be wondering, what even is that? As that is the head of the Baphomet. As you can see, it is a satanic symbol. Big question is, why would they have that at their opening ceremony?
Does CERN have opening ceremonies like it's the Olympics or something? What? I didn't know that. That's news to me. That opening ceremony looks out of this world, though. Is that the particle accelerator people were tripping over and saying that'll open a hole to another dimension or something? You're right and wrong. You're just getting a couple of different things confused. So when the LHC first got operational, there was a doomsday theory that by colliding particles at such a rapid speed, there was a small chance of creating a penny-sized black hole, which could eventually swallow the world. But that turned out to be a bunch of hullabaloo. As an engineer, it'd be so freaking sick if we were summoning demons or hopping dimensions or whatever, and not just calibrating sensors for hours. Yeah, I'd be happy to hear about that kind of stuff, different dimensions and shit. I feel like anyone would be excited about that. I don't know. We look at it as a bad thing. So what? A couple demons come through or something. We just close a portal on them. They don't have the technology in hell, clearly, and it confirmed the existence of hell, which would be a net positive for everyone, I would think. Then we'd know. Open my third asshole. Well, you're a little confused, but you've got the right spirit. That's a scientific mind right there. But anyway, come April 8th, get ready. The eclipse is coming and you can't stop it. And CERN's opening a portal on it or something. Have you looked into the Project Bluebeam conspiracy? After the Pentagon, and now it's that mothership, the theorists have gone wild. Fuck. I have looked at it and I totally forgot. I've looked at so many conspiracies recently. Is Project Bluebeam the one that's back to mind control? Trying to pick up where MKUltra left off. Is that Bluebeam? No, that one's not Bluebeam. Let me look it up. I definitely have looked it up before, but I can't remember exactly which one this is. Oh, it's to create the next Jesus, the artificial second coming. That's what it was. Yeah. So the idea behind Project Bluebeam was to somehow create like a revival of Christ type situation to spread a new religion across Earth. Thanks to give sub Bana and the resub whatever, Imperial and Ashley. Do you believe in any conspiracies? Only a couple. The most notable one is Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, but that's not even a conspiracy. That's just like legitimately the fucking truth. The other conspiracies are like really minor ones, like beef jerky being a scam and shit. How is beef jerky a scam? Every time I mention that, people always hit me with like question marks. I made a whole video breaking down the beef jerky conspiracy. Hey, now this is fucked up. I am not wrong about beef jerky. I made great points. In a nutshell, beef jerky is extremely expensive for actual 2 or 3 tiddlywinks worth of jerky. If you were to make the jerky yourself, you would get more and it would cost less. Buying prepackaged beef jerky from any of the major jerky players is an actual fucking scam. It is overpriced, you get nothing for it, it's a scam. You're being gouged. Thanks, Risa, Boston, and Frosty, and the Prime Infi. They either need to increase the amount of jerky per package or decrease the price. Those are the only 2 options. That's all food and services? Not at all, actually. When it comes to, like, snack foods, I actually think you get so much bang for your buck. I have, like, a fucking 6-pound thing of Raisin Bran I got for, like, $2, if that. Meanwhile, jerky, for less than 3 ounces worth of jerky, it's $8. 8 fucking bucks. 8 smackaroos. Something's not adding up. Yeah, because no one eats Raisin Bran. It was just a quick example. Look at any cereal. You know, here. How much is the same poundage of Captain Crunch? If I wanted a full big whammy of Captain Crunch, it's $4.78. Or, in fact, if I want to go to Walmart instead of Target, it's $3.81. And that's got like 18,000 servings worth of Captain Crunch in there. And it is literally half, more than half, or yeah, less than half of beef jerky, ish. It doesn't make sense. Beef jerky is a scam, but it's not meat. That's fine. I actually did another comparison. If you were to buy, what's that sausage brand? The one that makes the little wieners? Not Oscar Mayer. It has like the farmer on the front and he's like tipping his hat. Who the fuck is it? Is it Duke? I don't think it's Duke. Let me see. I can't remember. Then we'll just do a different one. Slim Jims. Slim Jims are meat as well. And a Slim Jim, a big Slim Jim costs you... let's do Walmart price. Keep everything consistent. Big Slim Jim costs you $3. Or if you want like a 26 pack, it's $6. A 26 pack of Slim Jims, which is also meat, is $6, which is still cheaper than the 2 little fucking morsels of beef jerky you'd get in like a Jack Link's. Slim Jims are barely meat. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Slim Jim guy, to be fair. But it was just a quick meat snack example. Point is, beef jerky as a meat snack is dreadfully overpriced for very, very, very little product. It's one of the few conspiracies I subscribe to. Wholeheartedly. There's an actual beef jerky outlet by me, and their bags are going for 25 to 45 bucks. Oh, if you're talking about artisanal jerky, that's a whole new can of worms. There was a jerky spot, I can't remember the name of it, that I used to go to from time to time a while back, and it was pretty good. And the price, like, actually reflected the amount of jerky you'd get. You get, like, an entire fucking slab for I don't know, a little bit more than Jack Link's pitiful little containers. It's really just the big boys that fuck you. Do you think the government controls the weather? Nah, I don't think we're at geostorm levels yet. We don't have Buc-ee's here, so I don't know that jerky. I don't know what they're selling out there at Buc-ee's. People have been able to manipulate the weather for hundreds of years at least. Brother, doing a rain dance isn't scientifically efficient for summoning rain. Now, if you want to talk about something about how they can kind of, like, influence clouds like that, I don't remember what it's called, but they do some shit like that, but it's still not fully controlling the weather. Thanks to the resub Pluto. Cloud seeding? Is that what it's called? Is it called cloud seeding? Let me see. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Cloud seeding is a type of weather modification to change the amount or type of precipitation. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Charlie, do your research. On rain dances, brother, I'm telling you right now, I promise, no amount of research outside of, like, your unhinged Facebook groups is going to confirm a rain dance has ever actually summoned rain. Now, if we're talking about, like, real shit, like cloud seeding, yeah. Then, yeah, for sure. But that's still not fully controlling the weather. How do you feel about AI technology? Oh man, I've spent many a stream going over AI tech. I'm sure stream's tired of hearing me talk about AI. I follow everything AI related when it comes to, like, that technology advancing. That shit's crazy. Thick for sure, Tori. Though I don't consume jerky at all anymore. Because it's a scam. You want to see the most convincing alien abduction story? Look up Travis Walton. Let me make sure this isn't just some kind of troll and this Travis Walton guy's not doing some shady shit. The Travis Walton UFO incident. Okay, let's take a peek. Crazy how we went from jerky to alien abductions so quick. So here he is on Joe Rogan. Where's, like, a breakdown of his claims? Decoding the Unknown made a whole video on it. Where's the cliff notes?
Universe, the phenomenon is real.
So they came here and took Travis in particular? Why him? What did he have that the rest of us don't? So what makes it so credible? It said it's one of the most heavily documented alien abductions. Is it because he had 5 or 6 of his crew members around and they couldn't find him? And they all claimed a giant blue light? 100% a bad drug trip? Well, I haven't heard the whole story yet, but I suppose that could be an option. Watch the Rogan interview. Well, I guess I imagine the Rogan interview is going to be a lot like his other interviews, just kind of prodding at, like, the current and touching on the past. I was just kind of hoping, like, for a full breakdown with the so-called heavily documented experience. So I would have liked to hear from, like, the witnesses and all that, but I don't feel like watching the entire fucking Discovery Plus thing on it, at least not tonight. Thanks, Risa Blackdose. You could just read the wiki. Oh, true, I guess. Let me see. He has his own wiki. The Travis Walton UFO incident. In 1964, during a hypnosis session, Barney Hill told his psychiatrist a story about having been abducted by aliens. Modern psychiatric consensus is that Hill experienced false memory syndrome, in which therapy methods such as hypnosis lead to confabulations. I haven't heard that word in years. Confabulations. That's such a fucking good word. Thanks to the resub, Jonald and Uwe. On October 20th, 1975, NBC Network aired the UFO Incident, a made-for-TV movie inspired by The Hills, starring James Earl Jones. The film aired 2 weeks before the Travis Walton UFO incident, which led cognitive psychologist Susan Clancy to argue that this film influenced Travis Walton to present his own alleged abduction story. Walton's account shares commonality with other alien abduction claims that are made after such stories appear in films and on TV. Clancy noted the general rise in alien abduction claims following the showing of the UFO incident and cites Class's conclusions that after viewing this movie, any person with a little imagination could now become an instant celebrity, concluding that one of those instant celebrities was Travis Walton, which is something we've seen time and time again. So it's certainly plausible. According to Walton and a number of other members from the logging crew, on November 5th, 1975, he was working with a timber stand improvement crew in the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest near Snowflake, Arizona. Snowflake, Arizona, huh? While riding in a truck with 6 of his coworkers, they allegedly encountered a saucer-shaped object hovering over the ground approximately 110 feet away, making a high-pitched buzz. Walton says that after he left the truck and approached the object, a beam of light suddenly appeared from the craft and knocked him unconscious. The other 6 men were frightened and supposedly drove away. Walton says he awoke in a hospital-like room being observed by 3 short, bald creatures. He says that he fought with them until a human wearing a helmet led Walton to another room, where he blacked out as 3 other humans put a clear plastic mask over his face. Walton has said that he remembers nothing else until he found himself walking along a highway 5 days later with the flying saucer departing above him. Thanks to the resub, Drain Me and Bree. Just getting the cliff notes here, I gotta tell you, calling this the most compelling evidence of a real UFO abduction is quite a leap. In the days following Walton's UFO claims, National Enquirer awarded Walton and his coworkers $5,000 prize for Best UFO Case of the Year, after they were said to have passed polygraph tests administered by the Enquirer and the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization. Walton, his older brother, and his mother were described by the Navajo County, Arizona Sheriff as longtime students of UFOs. UFOologist Jim Ledwith said, "For 5 days the authorities thought he'd been murdered by his coworkers and then he returned. All of the coworkers who were there, who saw the spacecraft, they took polygraph tests and they all passed except for one, and that one was inconclusive." Speaking of inconclusive, there's a reason why polygraph tests aren't exactly the gold standard. But at least I got $5,000. That's something. These are some Simplicity and the Prime Goblin and Domino. These wild Travis abductors copied the movie Aliens. Well, maybe the movie just got it right. Oh man, he's even getting blasted by UFO researchers. UFO researcher Philip J. Klass agreed Walton's story was a hoax perpetrated for financial gain, identified many discrepancies in the accounts of Walton and his co-workers. After investigating the case, Klass reported that polygraph tests were poorly administered and that Walton had used polygraph countermeasures such as holding his breath, and that Klass uncovered an earlier failed test administered by an examiner who concluded the case involved gross deception. Oof. Eek. So that's how you pass polygraph test, noted. Well, I mean, there's a couple different ways. I guess holding your breath's one of them. Travis Walton is actually an actor. I couldn't tell you. Maybe he is. No idea. You hear about the fires going on in Maui? Yeah. And I've seen a lot of the conspiracies. They're fucking incredible. There's not a small number of people that think that it's space lasers and that the fire isn't real because the trees aren't burned to the ground. It's incredible. It's so good. I think we are legitimately in the end game of intelligence. I think give it 5 more years and we will actually be the dumbest we have ever been. Like as a whole, like as a unit. We've reached our great filter. Actually, though. Like, I know everyone says that as a meme, but all of those conspiracies about, like, it being a space laser starting the fires in Maui because it's part of the 15-minute city agenda, it's shocking how far intelligence has regressed. Well, it's not even intelligence. It's the inability to think for yourself. Or to think in general, I guess. Oh, you guys don't know the 15-minute city agenda? That's a fun one. That's a fucking great one. This is like the new boogeyman. I don't even know where to start with bringing this one up. In a nutshell, though, the argument is they believe that the government is working to burn down our houses or basically demolish our living, take away our cars, and move us all into like a densely packed city, and that way they can control us better. Fundamentally. Depending on who you ask about the 15-minute city agenda. So what they're saying is the Maui fires were started so they could burn down the homes and take away their cars and rebuild in a densely packed city, part of the 15-minute city agenda. I saw two tweets that said this was caused by lasers that got 30k likes. I know. It's nuts. It's actually incredible. Do they at least have video proof? Nope. What they have, you'll see in most of the posts, is a picture of a building on fire with like a geo fucking storm laser blasting at the top of it. That's their proof. There's Risa Banana and Eliza. At least that's the one I saw circulating last night. That shit was great. They'll believe what they want to be true no matter the lack of evidence. Well, that's what I've always said. It's just a matter of believing something because you want to, not because, like, it's compelling. Have you considered the possibility that it was the mole people from Tartaria? If you made a post and accused the mole people, like if you just photoshopped like mole people into the fires somewhere with like a can of gasoline, you would get 40k updates. And you'd have so many people saying, I knew it. People literally use random notepads as evidence. With the woman who had the airplane freak out, there was a post circulating with like 30k likes where it was literally just written in WordPad. Or, not WordPad. What's the app on the phone? Notes? Notes. It was literally written in notes, like formatted like it was supposed to be a CIA doc, that just said, test successful. God, what the fuck was it? Place humanoid in public position, see if anyone notices, disguise protocol, that kind of shit. And people started circulating that as proof that it was actually a fake person on that aircraft, and she was right. As long as there was just a picture, even if it's the most outrageously bad Photoshop or just actually nothing, such as a notepad statement, people believe it. It's incredible. It's incredible. The concept of fake news has ruined society. Which is crazy to think because it's a legitimately good thing to be aware of, that you need to approach most things with skepticism because you can't just blindly trust everything. Like, it's a good lesson to teach people, but it gets taken to the extreme where they don't trust anything that doesn't conform to what they want to believe. So they'll go out of their way for confirmation bias to find the most outrageous shit with the weakest evidence ever to confirm their beliefs. So the distrust gets blown to the absolute extreme. Yeah, I've got Ultimate Top 8 on up here. I'm watching the buzz right now. What an incredible tournament he's having. Oh, I haven't watched the new CoffeeZilla on SBF yet. I will, though. I'm very interested to see what's happening with all that shit. I had the most insane debate with this guy saying that when men cheat, it's out of love, and he was acting like it was some scientific analysis. Ah. A debate, bro, eh? That's always a fun one. Everything's a debate as well. That's the current climate of society. Even something as indefensible as just cheating. They're like, well, actually, no, there's a good reason for this. There's actually nothing wrong with cheating, and here's why. You play basketball today? Nope, it's Thursdays. We're trying to start doing 2 days a week, though, so eventually we'll start doing 2 days a week. Wow, the buzz just did it. Nope, that didn't kill. I hope I didn't just curse him. Nope, now he did it. Wow, he popped off so hard he took down the stream for a second. Thanks, Resub Delicious. It's a TV show and it's very, very good. Oh, I'll check it out. No, I haven't heard of it. What's the poster covering your mini fridge? Plague Seeker. My comic book, one of them. We have that and Godslap. Have you seen Boogie pep talk his girlfriend for no reason? I don't know what you're referring to. I just don't understand why he's always posting pictures of his girlfriend and posting about his girlfriend and then making really weird posts in reference to his girlfriend. I don't get it. But it's not just Boogie. I don't understand why people do that in general. It's just very odd. Thanks to Prime Admiral. What's your favorite conspiracy theory? I already made a whole video about it. It's the Secret Space Force. Or Secret Space Program. It is a conglomeration of every possible unhinged belief rolled into one. Oki has an incredible video on it. The Secret Space Program is an absolute banger of a conspiracy. Thanks to Resub Obese. Is that the one with the trained Mars fighters? Yeah. Well, not just that. They also have vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters, and they're actually spun off from when World War II happened and the Nazis went to space and kidnapped them. Like, it's I wouldn't even know where to begin with the Secret Space Program. It's incredible. That conspiracy is unrivaled. Thanks to the Resub Nut and the Prime Links. It sounds like Red Orchestra. It's whatever you want it to be. That's the beauty of the Secret Space Program. It can actually be legitimately anything. So like when Oki went in, he went undercover and he had the community believing his story that he totally made up about being like an intergalactic samurai. It's just fanfic, but on a bigger scale. What's the one with the spoon bending and she used her hand? Oh, in the video? Yeah, that I don't think, no, that wasn't the Secret Space Program. That was a different thing that Oki went to. I don't believe she was a Secret Space Program telepathy user. Or telekinesis user. My favorite conspiracy is Escape Planet Earth. It's a group of people who believe that the Earth is trapped in a giant cage that surrounds the entire Earth. All they talk about is how they could possibly escape. I don't know that one, but it sounds kind of derivative of Flat Earth, where they believe that the Earth is surrounded by an ice wall that no one's been able to get past. And they really want to get past the ice wall. Flat Earth lore goes hard sometimes. God, it does, yeah. Flat Earth lore is so entertaining. Thanks, resub, your boy. How do you think we escape the era of misinformation? You don't. It's just people, like, no matter how much real info you provide them with, they'll just not accept it. Brother, in the Flat Earth documentary, they ran the experiment themselves without any intervention from normal people. They ran an experiment to prove the Earth was flat, proved it was round, and then just disregarded it. No matter what you do, you can't stop it. It's just choosing to believe it no matter what. You'd have to literally control their brain, which is an entirely different can of worms that it seems like Elon and shit wants to do with like microchips at some point, but until then, there's not much you can do to combat that kind of shit. The only conspiracy theory that actually disgusts me is Hyperborea. What the fuck is Hyperborea? Never even heard of that one. I don't know anything about this one. It's like Borea, but faster. Ah, okay. Yeah, the only conspiracy I believe in is Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, but I feel like that's not a conspiracy. That's just, everyone knows that. That's just the truth. Believing that he killed himself is kind of the conspiracy, really. Other than that, I don't think there's any other conspiracies I believe in. I'd have to really think. I don't think there's any other ones. Oh no, he's definitely dead, nuts. Jeffrey Epstein is 100% dead. He was murdered. No, absolutely. That man had so much shit on so many people, there was no way they were going to let him live. And then his suicide just so happened to be the craziest set of circumstances, which I guess they never even bothered to investigate, like with the most high-profile pedophile case of all time. Yeah. Not suspicious at all. I'll have to check that out. That sounds fucking wacky, Arrow. Thanks for resub Minecraft. Wasn't the conspiracy that the CIA killed JFK proven true? Partly. Like, partially. They declassified a lot of the documents, and while a lot of the information is still redacted, it seems like at the very least they knew he would be assassinated and didn't do anything. More facts that point towards the CIA than anywhere else. Yeah, true. Thanks, Resub Chan and Gorilla. What's going on? Oh, we're just going over wacky conspiracies. I forgot how we got here. I forgot how we got on the conspiracy topic, but I just fucking love conspiracy theories, man. It's unhinged. Oh, that's right, the Maui space laser conspiracy that's brewing on Twitter. That's how we got here. No shot. In today's modern age, there's no chance Bigfoot's real because he would have been captured 50 times over on TikTok videos out the wazoo. Do you believe megalodons exist? No, I definitely think megalodons are extinct. But there's definitely going to be some wacky shit towards the bottom of the ocean. But I don't think it's going to be like megalodons or fucking kaiju or anything. Just wacky little deep sea creatures that make no sense. They did at some point. Well, yeah, they did, but like I said, extinct now. Thanks, Resub Doge. You hear about the scientist that found coding in real life. You talking about life as a simulation theory? That's another wacky one. Thanks, the Resub Split. If it's a simulation, we would be the last in the chain of simulations, having not created our own yet. Interesting thought experiment, I guess. Hold on, quick text message. Sending a message to the architect, letting him know that you're getting too deep. Playing any games tonight? Yeah, man. We're gonna do some Dark and Darker in a bit. I'm just hanging out for now and watching the end of the Alt 8, or Alt Top 8. Right now it's Grand Finals. Aquila versus DeBuzz. I'm just shooting the shit and going over wacky things. Have you heard of the 7-foot aliens in Peru? So, I haven't kept up aside from, like, watching Mudahar's work on it, but apparently there's a lot of reports about alien attacks in Peru, and I saw one of the videos. I'll pull it up real quick. And I gotta tell ya, it's pretty compelling stuff. Where is it? I saw it on Twitter earlier. It's a very cool Adobe After Effects reel. Appreciate it, Foley. Thank you for that. And thank you, AFox. Thanks for a long time of watching. God damn, man. Where is it? Does someone have the... What Twitter account posted it? It was one of those, like, breaking news, reptilians among us type tabloid accounts. Let me see. And I didn't see it on the UFO subreddit.
Indigenous community in Rodaman shoe didn't fall. It first crawled nuded and Brazil.
Is this it? No. Mystery of the 7-foot tall flying aliens.
सभी माल का क्लेम किया है जो कि तरीके से
Where is the UFO fighting footage? Oh, I'm not sure, Abraham. Are you talking about Charlie Zelenov? He used to challenge a ton of people to fights out of nowhere. So there's a ton of videos and clips of, like, really low-effort footage about these supposed alien attacks in Peru. But now I can't find the originals. Did the government take them down? Fucking space lasers and aliens. It's all going tits up right now. Hold on. Let me try searching it directly. I think Mudahar retweeted it yesterday or today. Depending on their intelligence, we could be homies. Maybe, yeah. That's probably what they're here for. They came to Peru to be our friend. Where is the fucking footage? It's really cool. Cool's the wrong word, by the way. What else should I try typing in? Maybe Peru UFO alien attack? No. Flying aliens in Peru are actually miners with jetpacks. I don't know what that's about. Whatever, I'm sure I'll find it later. Thanks, Infinity. Yesterday I saw a video of a duende, an Argentinian goblin, running behind a baby, and it was clearly an adult man in his underwear shrunk down. Yeah, whatever. Skeptic, idiot. That was probably an Argentinian goblin. You just refuse to believe. Thanks for the long time of watching, Julian. Appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie though, I am legitimately impressed just how dumb the world is becoming. First we had the giant, now it's Adobe After Effects UFOs shooting in Peru. Apparently now Argentinian goblins running around. We also had the gnome spotting recently. Shit's great. Oh, I appreciate that, Daniel. Glad you like it. Thank you. My girlfriend keeps trying to argue that you are lactose intolerant. Can you confirm or deny? What do you mean argue? Are you like fighting her on it without knowing? My girlfriend, she's such a scoundrel. She keeps saying you're lactose intolerant, Charlie, but you wouldn't be that weak, right? I'm not like super lactose intolerant, but I just recently went dairy and gluten free to try it. So that's been like 2 weeks. Because I definitely am lactose intolerant to some degree, but it's not like a kryptonite that's going to have me keeled over. But I just feel better when I don't have dairy. So I'm trying dairy and gluten-free. See how it goes. What features would it take for you to believe that Threads can be a Twitter-topping platform? Do you work for Threads? You trying to get some insight? Let's see. The main thing I think Threads could probably do is immediately set the precedent early on what is and is not going to be the identity of the platform. For example, Twitter keeps changing everything. It's very volatile. And it's seemingly random how it works. So if Threads can come out with a very clear line on what is and is not going to be allowed on the platform, that immediately helps start it a bit. But I really think it's just an uphill battle because the only reason people are on Twitter isn't because it's good, it's just because everyone's already there. Aside from that, you can't really do much. Have you seen the dirt mount on Mount Arata? It could be Noah's Ark. What is happening? What is happening? Thanks, Jin. Have I seen the dirt mount in Arata that could be Noah's Ark? Is Noah's Ark on Mount Ararat? This is from an Instagram post. Or, sorry, a Facebook post. Can't say I'm familiar with this one. It seems like an interesting theory. I'll have to look at it later. I can tell you about a confirmed cryptid sighting. There's a goblin in Akron, Ohio. Okay, I'll check them out. We got real goblins out there now. Let's see. Rare goblin sighting, Cyrax in Ohio.
It's a well-lit area, so no one suspects any.
Actually, hold on. This could absolutely be, like, some illegal shit coming up here. Some terms of service violations.
No one's
be a
quite
new
sure what to
mathematic.
make of the creature. Kids believe they can get a better care again, but the boys do leave baffled. Then why was it walking the way that it was?
It's
What?
literally a shirtless guy. It's actually just a shirtless man. What the fuck? What is this? Is this a joke? It's legitimately a shirtless man walking around in the rain.
It appears to be a small goblin-like creature. No one's quite sure what to make.
So it is a joke then. Okay. I was gonna say, there are people that really do believe goblins are amongst us. So you never really know. Did you see the Twitter drama around the Scooby-Doo Springtrap, the fan-made crossover between Scooby-Doo and the Five Nights at Freddy's that got blasted for having AI voices? I did. I kept up with all of that discourse. That shit got so messy. Thanks, Way. Didn't know you were streaming. Yeah, YouTube's really bad about that. There's a lot YouTube needs to fix on the streaming side of things that would make it infinitely better. I still do bad game nights, yeah. I haven't done one in like 3 weeks, but bad game nights aren't like that rare. It's just I've been starting streams so late that I don't feel like perusing Steam. Just had a lot going on. But once I start an earlier stream, I'll do a bad game night. Sure. And no, I didn't hear about that guy. I also don't know what that means. What did he steal from babies? They found megastructures under the pyramids. Your dad might have been right all along. No shot, did they really? Massive underground structures found beneath Giza pyramids spark ancient energy grid conspiracy theories. How did we never know they were there before? What the fuck? I'm calling my dad, hold on. Give me one sec. I don't even know if this is real or not yet, but let's see. Hey, you guys still awake? Yeah. Is Dad there? Yeah, he's here. Okay, put him on real quick. What? Did you see they found megastructures under the pyramids? No, I didn't see that, but they've talked about that before. Yeah, well, what did the ancient alien experts say? I don't know. I don't think they've really talked about it. They've just speculated, but what did they find out? I'm just now reading about it, but using synthetic aperture radar tomography, they scanned and found a large system of tunnels underneath the three major pyramids, stretching 2 kilometers. Well, I don't. Well, you're the expert. Why? What were they using it for? What is it? Well, I'd have to read more about it, but yeah, maybe they could have built it. I don't know why, but they could have built it. Okay, that sounds good. Brush up on it, and we can have a discussion. All right, sounds good. Yeah, look at the megastructures under the pyramids. All right, that sounds exciting. All right. Yeah. You could be right. We'll see. We'll know a lot about the aliens real soon, I'm sure. Sounds good. Talk to you then. Love you. Bye. Yeah, he's pretty pumped. He'll brush up on it, and he'll get to the bottom of the aliens and why they built it. Is this even like a real thing, though, or is this another one of those like crazy claims with like the most lukewarm evidence ever?
On March 15th, 2025, a new study has been revealed to
AI voice, I already think it's fake. I've already lost faith.
show massive pillars underneath the pyramid of Khafre in Egypt.
I've not seen that trailer, Butter.
Synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography. This advanced tech reveals details of the undiscovered high-resolution internal structure of the Khafre pyramid. Near the base of the pyramid, 5 identical structures are seen, connected by geometric pathways. Inside each of these are 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof.
So is this the actual tomography? I can't imagine it is. That looks terrible. That looks super not accurate.
Inside each of these are 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof. Below these 5 structures are 8 cylindrical structures which appear to be vertical wells, hollow inside, and surrounded by descending spiral pathways. These 8 vertically aligned cylindrical structures, arranged in 2 parallel rows from north to south, descend to a depth of 648 meters where they all merge into 2 large cubic structures measuring approximately 80 meters per side. The entire structure extends approximately 2 kilometers beneath the surface and extends beneath all 3 pyramids of the Giza Plateau complex.
We'll see, I'm sure. We'll see. The megastructure they found underneath the Giza pyramids is probably the most important discovery to ever be made in our lifetimes. What an incredible exaggeration. Wouldn't underground tunnels disprove aliens? They'd be getting power from their ship, not underground, right? Well, I don't know exactly all the, energy harvesting conspiracy theories with the pyramids, so I don't know. I mean, this should be really easy to confirm if it's real or not, right? This should be like an easy slam dunk. If these megastructures are under there, you could easily, very easily, find that out. Which is why I don't know. I'd be very surprised if this is real, because surely we would have known about this at some point. So that's feeling a lot like baloney. You gotta watch Joe Rogan's take on the pyramid megastructures. Oh, I'm sure that's a fucking banger. Let's see.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Talking of pyramids, dude, this new pyramid shit that's just come out?
Oh, this is insane. Yeah, I was going to send this to you as well, Jamie. I'll send you one of the most comprehensive breakdowns of it on X, because it's quite stunning. So apparently, through the use of LiDAR, they have discovered that there are enormous structures underneath the Great Pyramid that go kilometers deep into the earth with coils. So enormous pillars, and then these coils. They don't understand.
But what does it all mean,
is.
Joe?
They're just looking at LiDAR images. But whatever this is a uniform structure. There's several pillars. And all of this is like very, very, very weird.
Yeah, it's 600 meters descending down those cylinders, and then there's more stuff below it, and then there's additional structures inside of it. Yeah, that was crazy.
It's really crazy. There's a guy, Jay Anderson, and he did a breakdown of it. Maybe this would be good. We could play this. It makes a little more sense when someone's explaining it to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, we need somebody that's an expert here, not me and you.
Zawi Hawass, by the way.
Whoa, what do you mean not me and you? Don't lump yourself in there with Joe Rogan. He is an
According to
expert.
Graham Hancock. This is the wonderful thing about having Graham
I texted
Hancock's
Graham yesterday. I was like, yeah, what's going on with this?
Yeah, so click on that and go full screen, please.
How significant of a discovery this is.
Dun dun dun. I love the music. And geometry, so you know it's real.
You got to appreciate the dramatic intro.
That's a good point.
What has just been announced in relation to the pyramids at the Giza Plateau and the plateau itself is so incredible, so awe-inspiring and narrative-shattering that I have been sitting here for the last hour trying to wrap my head around the implications of what we were just told. So this is pretty much breaking news, because the new findings were announced on the 16th of March at a press conference held by the team who was studying the Great Pyramid of Giza with a non-invasive technology that was first developed by Filippo Bionde and Corrado Malanga, called synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography.
Fuck, that's a
this
mouthful.
was used to explore the internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And this method leverages the analysis of micro movements typically generated by background seismic activity to achieve a high resolution, full 3D tomographic imagery of the pyramid.
That wasn't in the article, right? Because that's not what we got. Have they not shared the full tomography? Because what we got was a fucking really terribly put together little CG image of it. Watch a real YouTube video explaining it, not this shit. Brother, it's Rogan. He knows what he's doing.
And subsurface components.
He's gonna get me exactly what I need to understand it.
Deploying this technology
and explain how DMT helped.
Short of mind-blowing, because what's been discovered is that there are huge structures coming down from the base of the pyramid deep into the bedrock. In fact, over 600 meters deep, which then connects to structures that extend up to 2 kilometers below the surface of the ground. 2 kilometers. Massive internal structures.
So he's just gonna, this is what we just learned about. I thought this was gonna have like more information from Joe from like the research he did, more beyond just reading that first article or watching this one video.
Head of antiquities in Egypt. He's like the head guy that talks to the archaeologists and gives the official narrative. In the past, he's been extremely hostile to Graham Hancock, but Graham Hancock and him have now become friends.
Oh yes, I do know this guy.
Coordinating.
That's a cool lore drop, I guess. I hope it's real. God, that'd be so cool. That'd be so goddamn cool. On Google, look up Jonah and the Whale and the Eclipse. Jonah and the Whale and the Eclipse. This has nothing to do with the total solar eclipse coming out here. Oh, wait! Here's one of the TikTok theories, I think. I got a TikTok video that came up. The sign of the prophet...
Have you heard about the upcoming solar eclipse on April 8th? Here's the significance. This is going to blow your mind. It starts with understanding that God put the stars in the sky for signs and seasons.
Okay, this is 3 minutes long. Hold on, let me just get like a breakdown. I thought this was going to be much more concise. These are another 5 gift subs donuts. Appreciate it. As we await... Oh, this happens every time. Yeah, wait, this is from 2017. As we await the eclipse of 2017 AD, this post examines the possibility that the dramatic repentance of... Yeah. So it looks like this does happen on every single eclipse. That's interesting. I don't know how I didn't hear about this last time. I usually keep my finger on the pulse of all this kind of stuff. My mom told me to call off on eclipse day and get as much food and necessities as I can because she thinks there's going to be no light. It's like, I don't know, that's kind of cute. Like, I can't even fault her for that. That's just kind of cute, I guess. But I mean, we conquered the darkness already. We have the technology. So let's just assume the eclipse for some reason takes away all natural light. Brother, half the people in this stream right now haven't seen natural light in years because we have fucking light technology in our house. We'd be okay. We'd make it. But what about the plants? Fuck them. Who needs them? We conquered nature too. We'll eat... We'll find an alternative. We'll eat I don't know, filter feed or some shit. I don't know. We'd find something. We're so fucking resourceful. I still haven't seen any of the political theories around the eclipse, though. But I imagine it's kind of more of the same. Oh, wait, here, someone sent... is this a political one?
Switzerland. Look at how big that is.
There's a membership.
It's called a Large Hadron Collider.
Aaron.
What is their goal, guys? Their goal is
LHC, the Large Hadron Collider.
Basically trying to prove science right, and find out how this universe was created. So they're basically trying to disprove the fact that God created our universe. I mean, their symbol does have 3 6s in it. And you guys remember this photo I talked about earlier?
Oh.
This comes from their opening ceremony. You may be wondering, what even is that? As that is the head of the bafflement. As you can see, it is a satanic symbol. Big question is, why would they have that at their opening ceremony? You want me to be...
Does CERN have opening ceremonies like it's the Olympics or something? What? I didn't know that. That's news to me. That opening ceremony looks out of this world, though. In probably a couple days, Prowler, I'll do another one. Let me see. I'll just type in CERN opening ceremony, I guess. Oh, watch the inauguration ceremony of CERN Science. Huh. They do have their own little opening ceremony. Why? What the fuck could this possibly do? Is that the particle accelerator people were tripping over and saying that'll open a hole to another dimension or something? You're right and wrong. You're just getting a couple of different things confused. So when the LHC first got operational, there was a doomsday theory that by colliding particles at such a rapid speed, there was a small chance of creating a penny-sized black hole, which could eventually swallow the world. But that turned out to be a bunch of hullabaloo. Yeah, I believe that, Anna. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, let me finish this here. The opening ceremony thing, though, does seem very odd to do for CERN.
To be truly honest, I don't know. Opening ceremony was very concerning. I recommend you guys go on YouTube and look up the opening ceremony for CERN. You guys remember the Netflix series?
Actually, I think I'll do just that right after this. Hold on, let me pull up the opening ceremony for CERN. Oh, it was 6 years ago. Oh, wait, never mind. There's also one from 2 months ago. And this does look fucking sketchy, but I don't know if this is real or not. I'll show you in a second. Let me finish this. Get the rest of the theory. Let me see the CERN opening ceremony, though. So this came up. And I don't know if this is the right CERN or not. But... here. The third result has really got my attention. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. But it's pretty cool. I don't know if that's necessarily CERN or not, but if it is, those ceremonies go ballistic. I still have to watch Late Night with the Devil, yeah. Could be, Jack. That could be. And what was it, Toaster? You can just type in the chat. I just read the chat. And I haven't played the new Snow Day. As an engineer, it'd be so freaking sick if we were summoning demons or hopping dimensions or whatever, and not just calibrating sensors for hours. Yeah, I'd be happy to hear about that kind of stuff. Different dimensions and shit. I feel like anyone would be excited about that. I don't know. We look at it as a bad thing. So what? A couple demons come through or something. We just close the portal on them. They don't have the technology in hell, clearly, and it confirmed the existence of hell, which would be a net positive for everyone, I would think. Then we'd know. Thanks, Yusuf Advent, the gift sub. Cialis. Open my third asshole. Well, you're a little confused, but you've got the right spirit. That's a scientific mind right there. The CERN videos are fake, by the way. Look up the CERN ritual hoax. Oh, these aren't real? The CERN ritual hoax is a found footage video that depicts a faux occult ritual occurring in the grounds of CERN. The video became popular in 2016 and shows several people dressed in black cloaks surrounding a statue of the Hindu deity Shiva and apparently performing a human sacrifice in apparent mockery of existing conspiracy theories which suggests CERN aims to... I didn't know this was such a well-accepted theory. What? CERN aims to the Large Hadron Collider to create a portal to hell, summon the Antichrist, or destroy the universe. The video ends with the person filming crying out and running away. Look at the CBS Red Heifer Cow came out 3 weeks ago. Alright, thanks to Tier 1 Joe. We're still on the Red Heifer portion of the Eclipse, I guess. It was 4 weeks ago. The unlikely role cows play in war. Oh, I see. This is different. This is totally different from the fucking Eclipse. Jesus. But anyway, come April 8th, get ready. The Eclipse is coming and you can't stop it. And CERN's opening a portal on it or something. Did you see the unhinged press conference from Kyrie Irving today? No, I did not. Will it come up with just Kyrie Irving? Is this?
Hindsight, are you sorry for the hurt that your post caused people?
I'll take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts.
So, to bring everyone up to speed, as I understand it from the last thing I read here, Kyrie Irving was promoting some, was it movie or book or something that was all about like anti-Semitism and shit, and then he made like a post on Twitter that was kind of just like doubling down on it. And now I guess he's facing like a suspension or some shit, so this is him addressing it. It was a documentary. Oh, okay.
Documentary. So, take my responsibility.
Seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear.
He's also a flat earther, or at least was a flat earther.
Ron, you said I didn't mean to cause any harm. Were you apologizing or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
What are the specific things in the documentary that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your morals?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Kyrie, are you surprised that you did hurt people?
Surprised that I did hurt people?
Are you surprised that reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people?
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid?
Checkmate. You weren't there, were you, reporter? You didn't give him milk? You didn't pop your tit out for him to suckle? Where were you? Why aren't we asking that question? Why were you absent? You didn't want to show up and raise Kyrie Irving? Random reporter? I don't even understand the line here, but maybe he can explain it a bit better.
Figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America. Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from and why I'm proud to stand here and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through. And the fact that this has pinned me against the Jewish community. And I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create. And it was something I shared. And I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility. Then that's where I sit. So
that was like the most circular non-answer I've heard in a minute. What? What? I don't really know the point he's trying to make there. The thing is, like, he's saying he doesn't even agree with some of it, but then he's also saying, like, yeah, I just shared it. I shouldn't have to apologize for them making those points. But that's not even what they're asking. He's just like, hey, man, did you mean these things, like, to come across this way? And then he just goes on a completely different direction. It seemed like a pretty easy thing to just address, like as a head on.
You know, these same questions that you guys ask, me dealing with it as being a melanated, pigmented person all around the world and dealing with racial biases against my skin color, demeaning me because of my religious beliefs, and I'm still sitting in the seat standing. So I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, for posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it. But I also am a human being that's 30 years old, and I've been growing up in a country that's told me that I wasn't worth anything, and I came from a slave class, and I come from a people that are meant to be treated the way we get treated every day. So I'm not here to compare anyone's atrocities or tragic events that their families have dealt with generations of time. I'm just here to continue to expose things that our world continues to put in darkness. I'm a light. I'm a beacon of light. That's what I'm here to do. You guys ask me questions about basketball, I give you my expert opinion. You guys.
I'm really confused. Like, yeah, racism's a huge problem, but it's also not what anyone's talking about here. It's just about the anti-Semitism. And then you talk about, like, you're exposing people to new things as a light. But what about, like, flat earth and shit if we're going down this rabbit hole? What? I don't understand. I don't know why he's not understanding, like, the core component here.
You guys ask me about other things, I give you my opinion, and it's met with whatever you believe the perception or the deception is. You guys investigate.
I've actually never heard an interview of Kyrie Irving.
Day. And you justify it by serving your own purpose, which I honor. I would like the same respect in return. Figuring out just like anyone else. So please keep that same energy when we're talking about anti-other things. Because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic. and doesn't mean that I'm automatically standing with everyone that is believing in that. So it's unfortunate timing that we're in, but I'm glad that I could stand on the truth, because I'm not afraid of these mics, these cameras. I used to be, looking everyone in the eye and telling them the truth, but I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I study. I know the Oxford Dictionary, you look it up, right? Just one of the biggest mistakes I had in being a kid was not knowing European or Western language until I started looking it up and understanding the definitions and why they say, if you want to trick a black person, put it in a book. I was wondering my whole life why they said that. Now I'm 30 years old and I know reading is a superpower because it helps me understand where I'm going and where I come from. Like a tree with roots.
Kyrie, the documentary listed among falsehoods. It said the Holocaust didn't happen.
Whoa.
You
Again,
believe the
those
Holocaust
falsehoods are unfortunate. And it's not that I don't believe in the Holocaust. I never said that. Never, ever have said it. It's not come out of my mouth. I never.
It's, oh my god, again, no one's saying you said it, man. It's the shit that you share, just like when you were talking about flat Earth. You even addressed it, so you're not anti-Semitic. So you're just dumb. You didn't watch the documentary you posted, maybe. Like, it's just that simple. I am not anti-Semitic. I didn't realize the documentary said these things. It's that easy. Like, you already even said it, and for some reason now, it's still, like, combative. There's just no need to be. You shared some shit about, like, anti-Semitic shit, like, even Holocaust denying, as I understand it. If you don't believe it, you say that, bang. And it's just that easy. Is he still a flat earther, though? Because I read something where he said he's no longer a flat earther. He also believes vaccines contain microchips that... Oh, actually, I read that. That one's like an actual conspiracy, though. I feel like he just kind of got lost in a whirlwind of conspiracy theory rabbit holes. Which is unlucky. I mean, it just happens all the time. Once you believe one conspiracy, you believe all of them. It's kind of like counterintuitive because the whole thing with conspiracy people is you're a sheep if you believe the official stuff, but for some reason they all believe the same shit and believe every single thing. Like, it's not just one conspiracy, it seems to be all of them. So once you just get trapped in that rabbit hole, you just stay there, like, forever. Not true. I don't know any conspiracy theorist that only believes one conspiracy. I can't think of any big conspiracy theorist that only believes one. Not a single one. It's always like all of them. My dad doesn't believe conspiracies, he just believes in aliens. That's not even a fucking conspiracy. He just believes there are aliens out there. Like, that's not even a fucking conspiracy. Aliens is a conspiracy, what the fuck? What time period are we living in where that is a conspiracy? That there is potentially aliens out there in the universe somewhere. Every scientific hypothesis is a conspiracy, though. Get with the times. None of this shit's... It's anti-scientific. What? I don't know if that was sarcastic or not. It's literally against science. Like, Flat Earth is the, like, dismissal of science. The Flat Earth community proves themselves wrong all the time. There's a whole documentary of them proving themselves wrong with science and then still dismissing it. Saying they must have got the tests wrong. What was the name of that documentary? I already forgot. But that one was fucking amazing. Man, it's always wild. For some, I don't know what it is, Kanye or what, but for some reason, a lot of people are now a lot more susceptible to conspiracies. This one fucking guy who's a regular here is now melting down like, no, there is something about the Jewish propaganda. Holy shit. This was a totally normal guy like 2 weeks ago. Jesus Christ. Charlie's not as smart as he tries to come off. I don't even come off as smart. What do you mean? Like, I haven't even said a hot take or anything. This is an illness. You have an illness. Christ. Thanks to the Prime. Jigglypuff and the resub Hazy and Stupidity. That's fucking sad, though. I don't know if it's like sarcasm or trolling or what, but that shit is fucking exploding now. Comes from a place of confusion, mad at the way life is, but blame anything but the fact. No, it's not that. I think it's just the desire to feel special. Hold on, let me pull up the exact stat. But I think it's the number of people without a single friend has doubled in the last, like, 20 years or something. It's an alarmingly high number, so I think it's just people feeling alone. And when you start believing a conspiracy, you get part of a group. So then it becomes like your little tribe, and you'll do anything to stay in there. So I think it's just the fact that when you believe in something fringe like Flat Earth, you immediately get a group of friends to come with it. It was a 2021 study. 1 in 5 millennials have 0 friends. Nearly 59% of Americans say they don't have a single friend. So I really think it's just rooted in loneliness, like believing shit like Flat Earth and all of that. Because then you just get friends that come with it, so that's a great feeling. At least that's my belief. I just can't imagine there's that many people that would, for some reason, dismiss like the most basic shit, even with a community that constantly disproves their own core beliefs wrong with science over and over again. That guy who killed himself shooting a rocket in his backyard to prove the Earth was flat, sees that it's a globe and then crash lands and dies. Like, the only way you get deep in that culture is because you're lonely and you need the company. I just can't see any other way that you get so wrapped into that kind of shit.
Tweeted it. I never liked anything like it. So the Holocaust in itself is an event that means something to a large group of people that suffered something that could have been avoided. No one said we had to practice racism. No one said we had to treat each other like garbage. No one said that I had to stand here today and understand that many people that come from generations 60 years ago, 40 years ago, enslaved some of my ancestors still, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, and it's still going on. And you guys are asking me, respectfully, to speak on something that was a documentary that I had nothing to do with. I didn't make it. So, just please keep that same energy.
They're not asking that, though. I think it's like a fundamental misunderstanding of what people are actually upset about. No one's saying he made the documentary. It's just, do you believe the things in it? No? Great, why'd you post it? Oh, you misunderstood? Okay. Like, it's just that simple. Like, it's Jesus Christ. No one is accusing him of making the documentary. It's promoting it when it has, like, actual Holocaust denial and anti-Semitic shit in it. It's just that simple. Deflecting? Maybe, I don't know. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that it's a misunderstanding. I don't really know Kyrie Irving. Like I said, that's the first interview I've ever seen from him. I'm just going to assume it's him not understanding what people are actually upset about. Thanks for 5 good subs, Jigglypuff. Thanks, man. And the bits Apocalypse. Also, he's not hard denying it. All he's saying is that it's unfortunate and falsehoods. Calling it falsehoods, though, is him saying he doesn't agree with it. And he did point blank say he's not anti-Semitic. So while he was very circular with everything else, he at least, at the bare minimum, said that it was full of falsehoods and he is not anti-Semitic. He's a prime Abby. No, he did not. No, he literally point blank said that, though. But he's also doing a terrible job at defending himself, because he buries that inside a lot of other stuff that was completely not even part of the discussion. I keep seeing this too. I don't know if this is sarcasm or not, or bait. It's okay to be anti-Christian, anti-religion, but not anti-Semitic. What the fuck, man? There's a difference between making, like, jokes or whatever about Christianity or whatever, and making an entire documentary, like, about Holocaust denial and anti-Semitic shit, or Kanye talking about how the Jewish people, he's going DEFCON 3 on Jews. Like, that's super fucking different. Like, you could say that about Christians too. Like, Kanye West makes a post tomorrow. Man, I fucking hate Christians. I think you're all cringe bigots who believe in a false god, and I'm going DEFCON 4 on Christians. And you would still see people being upset about it.